The purpose of the MIS system is to provide checks and balances and to provide data for us to analyze so that we can be consistently improving our process control.
I never make a promise, or I don't encourage my salespeople to make a promise that we can't keep.
G7 certification is a unification of a color gamut to be able to print and output match prints and also printing capabilities from one company to another.
We live in a very realistic world. We work as hard as we absolutely can from delivery date backwards. So on any given day, on any given project, we try to set a schedule for all projects so that when we do make a commitment, we can follow through on that.
From the time I bring my job in and I turn it over to my customer service rep, he will take that job into pre-press department.
When a job first comes in, the salesman will bring in the disc, any paperwork they have in relation to the job. At that point, we'll take out a job number and we write up a job ticket. We try to put as much detail as we can in the job ticket because different people in the shop are going to be looking at it in relation to what their part of the puzzle is. How many colors, what kind of paper, quantities, what's involved in the finishing, where the job delivers to and when it's due there. This way, anyone who picks up the job ticket can see the full spectrum of the job.
After it's come out of pre-press, I am very confident that that job now is going to be correct because they've already done all the background checks on it.
Once the proofs are returned, either with corrections or approved, we go from there. If the job is okayed and no revisions are needed, they will output jobs for the press. If there are corrections to be made and the job gets rerouted back into prep, they will make the corrections to the file and show revised proofs.
The KBA 205 is the largest offset press that is made. We have a 6-color press with an aqueous coater on it, and we primarily run board. We run so much board through that press that we kind of don't have time to do plastic, so we went ahead and bought a second press several years ago, and that's a 5-color with a UV coater, and that's where we run all our plastic.
Here we are in our color lab where our corporate colors and or especially PMS color matches are done. Batch of ink is mixed for approval on press.
Our printing software records how many sheets were printed, how much make-ready was used, and we can tell easily if we printed enough sheets.
We take a look at the job when it's on press. Make sure all the elements are there, make sure the sizing is correct.
We want to make sure that everything is perfect.
Once the job is completely printed, we make sure the bindery has any rule-out information they need for trimming. Sometimes the job will go to our finisher Grand.
This is our construction and design department, okay, where everything kind of starts. We can run a sample out without making a die or tooling for it. We also lay out our dies for cutting. This is done using a jigsaw to jig out the wood, and then bending and cutting the knife and installing it in the wood. We offer large format die cutting. This is where the work after it's die cut and mounted will come for final assembly.
It wouldn't do much good to spend all this time up front getting a job prepped, showing proofs, getting the job on press, printing it and shipping it, and then having the job fall off our dock and sit in the parking lot. So the shipping is one of the most important parts, and that's the thing the client remembers the most, is when the job is delivered and how it looks when it's delivered.
The bottom line is that every department in Edison, they take ownership of this project. It's important to them that this job gets done and gets done right.
We're absolutely a team, from upstairs, the ownership, right down to the people that ship the jobs. Everybody's very committed to getting the job done correctly.
We keep a substantial amount of inventory on hand. We have our own in-house sheeting equipment.
Over the last 10 years, I've watched the company grow. I've watched the owners of this company have the foresight to see where our industry is going.
No job is too small, no job is too big.
Edison always comes through, and the end result is always perfect.